creator of Typo. I built Typo to create a space where you can live your life on it. I found that social and SaaS just weren't working for me for a whole list of reasons. So let's hop into the tool of Typo. The idea of Typo is making mistakes okay. That's what we're we believe a new internet could exist right now, but it's my daughter's drawings, so I have to capture it. And she also figured out how to use the remote eraser. So she knows how to erase things, so I have to be more proactively capturing my whiteboard sessions, which is good because that's the only way to capture it. If you forget to for too long, it easily gets lost. I'm gonna grab a marker. What's playing on my computer right now is my updated application to Y Combinator. And it's not perfect, but I'm just listening to it to make sure that it's not absolutely terrible. And then I'm going to send it off. It's just one of those things where you just got to do it to say you did it. And if it works, thank goodness. If not, no worries. It helps you package your message and your pitch. So. And eventually it's easy. 8 weeks now. Thank you so much. Cool. I feel good about it, so let's see if it uploads. I might have to compress it. Yeah, compress video. All these like random compress sites are so annoying. Like you have to make an account and they act like they're gonna be free, and then at the end they want your email and they'll give you half of it. AI will replace this. Your chat will be able to compress things for you and regenerate anything. They probably already do. I'll ask. Can you compress this video for me? Invalid string length. Let me try to upload it a different way. Now I'll try GPT as well. I don't think it works yet. Let's see how big that file is. Sorry, I'll record my screen when I do these types of things so it makes sense. All right. Hi. So file size is 643 megabytes, whereas Y Combinator is 100. And then this compression thing is just too freaking slow. So I'm gonna go back to my Screen Studio project and export it as a 720 Typo Tour compressed. That way if it's low quality, they'll forgive it. All right, sometimes Screen Studio does this. If it does it again, I have to close the whole thing. So I'm gonna send off this new video to replace this one. This was like before we went public. It has hella loud nature sounds and just basically shows like, it just shows stuff. It doesn't say anything, but it's too late. I'm gonna replace it in 50% seconds. All right, I've been working on Typo, as you can see, all morning. All these pages besides this one are Typo. Every day when I hop in, I add a journal and I move this one to the, the stack above. I try to title, good workflow today. Life is good. Let me see if there's anything that stood out. Oh yeah, call with Dylan. Because when you add things that stand out and then you look at your journals, it's easier to recollect. And when you like kind of seize the day and like put a pin in the day, you live like a more fulfilled life because you have so many things you can remember. It's not all just squished into like a vague memory of like doing every single thing the same every day. So anyways, I start a new journal just like this. I add a new line, I click slash, or I just click plus, and then I type in page, and that creates a new page, and then that will open up. Click in there and click July 29th, which is tomorrow, just so I'm making something I'll use. I don't know what the vibe is gonna be tomorrow, but I do know that I have a template that helps me a lot. And so I'm just gonna type in today and go and find it inside of my browser. I use Arc, which is really good for shortcuts. So I did Command T, and then I typed in today template. And if you type it in, you'll see it as well once you get to it. Otherwise, you can find it on my page. So yeah, I'm gonna copy this and go back to my new journal. And so now I have my tasks for the day, and then everything else as I go I can put here. So let me refresh so it updates this link. I'll make this public before I forget to. All right, and then maybe I'll put a question mark here because who knows. And then let's leave here and go back to today's actual date. I don't need my template anymore. And you'll see exactly what I did here, right? So I started to do some outreach. I'm starting to fill in the blanks of all the tasks, and I add new ones too. So like I did a voice note and transcription today. And let's say I'm like, I want to make this an everyday thing. Then I'll go back to my template and I'll add that inside of the respective category. So like, what's your voice note and transcription today? What's your journal today? Like, did you do it? So it's like tasks, reminders, frameworks to go and get stuff done. All right, so this finished downloading, so let's see if it works. Moment of truth. I think it's still too small, but we can do something here. We can go back to this tool that had a limit. Yes, compress. We found a workaround. And it's tech like this that you see that it's going to get replaced. It's all going to get replaced. All of these things will be centralized into one workspace. This team might be able to migrate and be the widget inside of that workplace, but this is going to go. This URL, this website, it's going to go. And the process as well. So everything's going to be moving into AI, and the AI serves as a guide, it serves as a mirror, and it can come in the form of a chat, but it's really just this little digital agent that can follow you as you live your life and reflect it digitally. So it just makes your experience better and makes you more prolific as a creator. There's a lot of perks to it. We're at 9% compression, 13%. But right now, there's still an opportunity because when I ask AI to do something and it doesn't know how to do it, and it's something I know I need, then likely millions, if not billions of other people need something like that too. So, hey, can you compress this? Yes. Received, processed. That will be in the same place as the place that you ask, is this normal? And you take a photo of something, or you ask it for some advice, or you need to get help writing something. Those will all be technologies and widgets inside of one workspace, one interface. So I added that new thing to my today template. I compressed my video. Now we're downloading it. I'm starting a new project with my brother called Code of Kinship. And the idea here is we're going back and forth with our AI and taking notes as we let our AI kind of guide us. So Code of Kinship, it's an AI guided workspace and experiment with Daniel and Dylan Hanks. I'll do him first because it was his initial idea. So he sent me this invitation document, and I sent him a response document. And it's starting to shape what this will be. You can go to this page inside of Code of Kinship, which is just in the draft tab in my typo. Maybe I'll add it to the video for today. And speaking of video, I'm realizing that I can create a space that sort of unifies and anchors whatever we talk about today. So for example, maybe it's my daily journal, just keeping it simple because I already have that as a daily thing. It's one less thing to go and create all the time. So maybe up near my tasks. So I'm going to have a little section here that says daily, just like content studio. This will get changed. It's just going to help me create a space for it. For example, maybe it says topic, title, topic/title, notes, and then you could add resources here. So once the link of the video goes live, it would go there. Maybe resources that relate to the video would kind of double back to my typo. But if every day there's an insight or a message, or the days that there are, there's like a little spot where you can go and see it. Maybe it's an article database that will go below my daily journals. We'll see how it evolves, but this would be the way I could start to take notes. So for example, I promised resources in this video, and so I need a place to put that. And so I promised that I would add this code of kinship link in the description, and then maybe I need a spot to like write my description. This will definitely be like its own database, I'm realizing quite quickly, because there's a lot of properties and fields here now. But once we get like the general topic of this video and it shapes into a title, I can put it there. And then once there's like notes and directions or things to not forget, or maybe to help me shape the description, they can go there. And then resources can all be all the things that were promised in the video or that should be shared in the content, and then the description. And then this would link to the actual spot inside of my Insights database. So I'll call this the Insights Studio. All right, so this feels good. And then I won't forget to add that into the description. Here is the code of kinship document. I don't need this up here anymore. All right, let's see if it's ready. Compressed. Uploading, yay. I'm juggling so many things with all these tabs open and like thoughts. I'm like holding all these like plates, but I can trust that the tabs will kind of bring me back and the flow will kind of guide me where I need to go. But I also have this like accountability process where I have to try to get everything done. So it's like, if I'm gonna write this, write it to where it's quality and you would leave it there and not go back and be like, oh crap, you saw it too early. Like I'm building in public. And so I need to build things all the way. Like I need to bring them to fruition where they're fruitful to others to enjoy. And I'm the perfect, it's done. Let's see if there's anything else we can add here. With 1.4 million monthly plays on Spotify. Her music is, I have to go find it. And my designer is talking to the founder of Versal. He's messaging him because he slid into his DMs, into my partner's DMs. And so he's gonna DM him about typo. And I told him, I said, he could consider saying AI is focused on context, processing, and generation, but lacks consumer packing, sorting, and distribution. Typo solves this. Let's talk ASAP. Hope you're doing good, man. And I said, you could send him something like this. My developer is back from his trip and we survived. The app stayed alive. There wasn't crazy amounts of bugs. Probably added maybe a dozen things, maybe 24 things. Let's see. This is what I still use Notion for, is like my database stuff for my team. I don't know where, 655? No way. Holy crap. I'm gonna message him. There's no way, that's just so many freaking tasks. We'll see what he says, because there's no way. I thought it was more like 230, which is still a lot, honestly. Hopefully I don't overwhelm him with that, because if it's real, that's a lot of tasks, but we'll get it done. This is a great post. So I like this person's post, and so I'm gonna put it on my UI. So then I go to, it's inside of here, under business, inside tech, building products, right here. See, this is something I do that I don't always send these. Like I'll pretend I'm gonna message someone or post something, and then very quickly it will help me just kind of like process, like, oh, you could tighten it up this way. And then I'll ask myself, like, should it be organized somewhere, thought about, or actually said publicly? Commenting inside of X, where I engage in the interaction and I actually am engaging, like I actually was intrigued, I had something to say, and it's going inside of my workspace, then I'm then allowed to go to X and say, hey, that's really cool, or that's this, or I was thinking this as well, or that relates to this, or I feel like that was useful for this topic in my life. Thank you. It's here inside my typo. So you don't want to like pester people. It needs to be very intentional. And so this would come across very like promoting. That's what it feels like. Whereas if I said something back, and honestly, this one, I'm just going to add it to my page about product and like UX, and like that's plenty. Cool, so this got updated. We have 7 days left. I don't know if there's anything else I can do here. It's not that big of a deal, but if we got accepted, it would be a very big deal. We can close that, and then we can go back to my day, kind of log that. I think that relates to typo. Updated YC video / application, 7 days left. Also a note here is Damien is back online. So yeah, lots of things to fix, as you can see. Hopefully not 655, but maybe. One of my friends, we were talking about the process of figuring out how to incentivize people to spend time on your app, and it's really tough. And I said, yeah, no kidding, most tools I've built, I didn't truly utilize them as a user whatsoever, let alone as a multiple hours type user. But with this new build, I can finally say that I use the tool as a user for hours each day. As far as getting other people to do the same, I'm still poking away with experiments. Right now I'm like the door-to-door salesman. I gotta wear that hat, but hopefully eventually it looks pretty cool that I'm like kind of knocking on doors and getting rejected and not being able to describe it perfectly. Like hopefully someday it's like, how did you do it? Oh, wow, you were really sloppy. You were learning as you went, but now it's iconic. And we can see the whole progression on typo. That's the whole point for every area of my life. And I want the same for everyone else, where it's like, here's my first day of learning how to do Ashtanga yoga, or here's me making up my own yoga. Here's me starting school or dropping out of school. Here's me processing grief or anxiety. There's so many things that people have to dive into for themselves. That's the vision of typo. And I'm starting to use it more and more for more areas of my life. And so I feel like I'm onto something. And then there's this whole logistics, and there's luck. Like I need to hit a few different like luck points and preparation levels to be able to bring it to life and truly prove that I'm onto something. But I feel like I'm on the right path. Whether or not I reach it, I have the right idea. But he said users crave validation for whatever they're doing. And I thought that was so good. I said, I think I'm figuring out how it will work though, but I'm gonna hit a few bumps. But it's crazy, I definitely use it for hours. And I was like, wait, what he said was actually really smart. Well said. And then I was like, I'm just gonna show him, because I actually want it on my journal entry for the day. I'm just gonna put it there. And I was like, wait, I should send him like that I'm using his quote in my typo. Like there's the use case. And I told him that it went to my daily journal. And eventually when he's a user, I can tag him. And I made a mock-up page for him. I'll go to his actual website, which I hand built to kind of simulate tiles and pages within pages. So you can see how there's like the breadcrumbs, the tiles, the profile, utility, you can open up, start a project, open up your like thing, your form. Eventually we'll have form, but you can integrate tally, which by the way, that's a feature that we need to make sure we can do. Oh, I already did, look, tally's inside of here. So you can, like we already have form tally, you just use tally or type form or whatever, but we're gonna have our own. But yeah, this is dope actually. And every time he creates a bracelet, he puts it in here. And every time he creates a ring, he puts it in here. And every time he creates a chain, he puts it in here. It's cool though. And then every time he creates figurines, they live here. I need to load. Typo images need to load faster. Images need to load faster. Electricity. Boom. 656 tasks now. Yeah, look how dope. Glasses. We might got a few glasses. When I had a ton of money, I bought $5,000 glasses from him that were made of solid gold. They looked pretty much just like this, but they were like angular. And he spent almost a year building them. Obviously he'd take breaks, but it was like really art and like high level craftsmanship. And I hit such a rock bottom when I was starting over and getting out of Web3 and getting out of like misaligned ways of upholding my life and my practices and my relationships. And I was just living like the fast life and controlled dominantly by fear-based thoughts, distracted thoughts, avoided actions, like just the things that vices kind of surround, which is like a life of primarily negative patterns, or enough negative patterns to look back and be glad that I'm growing and going from there. So anyways, I hit this low and I was coming out, and part of what got destroyed was my financial situation. So I asked if he wanted to buy them back for, much cheaper, because I didn't ever wear them. And so I sold them back to him, and he was really cool about it. Told me like, when I sell them, I'll give you more money. And I was like, it's okay. By the way, like I could build you a better website. And that's what led me to building this. And then now I'm trying to be like, bro, it's time for this. It's time for this, bro. Just got to fix a few things and then get the world on it. We're gonna update the search modal this week. By this week, I mean this week or next week. So it'll be kind of like this. Obviously, it'll be compiled with unique data. There'll be unique pages. So as you type, it'll start to find what's relevant to you, and it will sort based on what type. So it sorts based on type and relevancy. And there'll be like semi-algorithms in each of these. But this will kind of evolve into like a an X feed. Like when you click on search or explore on X, it like becomes like an explore feed. It'll be kind of like this, but I feel like this is for them. Like it's not quite the same, but it'll be kind of like this. So I'm just gonna take a photo of it and put it here. And then I'm gonna go like this, and it'll be like, it will be kinda like this, our own dope version though. So that way we kind of remember the notes if we come back and iterate. But basically, as you type, it'll look way more pretty and functional than this. And granted, like if I search something like code, you see code of kinship. If I search agents or AI, it's like Daniel wrote all these articles and things that say AI in them. And eventually other people will compete for that discovery. But like glasses, he owns that word. I love this tool. Cool. Well, I don't really have any more work updates, so let's change the topic. I'm going to close this for now. I'll start a new one if it seems to be relevant for that. So I'm going to have a little So I'm going to save this real quick. Vlog 18 screen flow. Perfect. All right, so moving on, maybe let's write out things that come up. And sometimes when I approach the whiteboard, I'm like, wait, what was I gonna do? And I realize that I'm actually craving clarity and the process of organization and reflection and expression. I'm approaching this board not for a specific purpose other than that. But I know that it will be productive and it will be creative if I follow like the key points that tend to lead me to that way. So for example, this little practice I do, I'm hitting it from a really weird angle. That was terrible. This practice that I do though, it helps me see myself. Sometimes it ends up being me. Sometimes it ends up being a weird character. And I guess it just kind of depends. And then I try to learn body parts and drawing and develop that skill as I also try to understand, like, let's go like this. His arm will come out and then he'll have like another hand and it will be open. And then we'll make his shirt go lower so it doesn't look like a One Direction era shirt. And I'll realize like, oh, I made the arm too long, or I need to bring the torso in to kind of compensate, or I like redefine the angle of where I'm pointing or looking or twisting. Maybe I can like bring a little bit of a pivot to the shirt because I realize that this angle looks more similar to this way. So I'm saying, let's go this way. And so this is my shirt. I'm just gonna do pants. I'm really bad at pants. And then we pulled it off so far. Let's do some shoes. These are gonna be like clogs. That's what I wore today to get coffee. Shout out to the clogs from Bedrock Sandals. They're great products. They last forever. Cool. So I'm standing on ground, so let's define the guy. I want him to have like a baggier shirt. Cool. And see what comes through. So that's me on the whiteboard. We'll even do the little metal thing that holds the eraser and a marker. And then we'll do purple. This is cool because my book's like pattern is this like triangle pyramid thing, and I realize it's the same thing as the path principle. So the book is about, the path of humanity, the path forward. And then the way I plan my day is the path view. And we're building a database that allows you to do that, where you can say like, this is July, this is August, this is September, this is November, this is December. I'm having a baby in January. My partner's gonna turn 30 in December. Holy crap, I turned 31 in like 2 days. So you start to get this like definition and tangibility to life when you look this way. And I've explained this before, but the calendar view, it's just one way to see things linearly, whereas I like to see things with a little bit more dimension, which is also what Typo's about, is like the path of your life organized inside of these digital pages as wide as you want, but it all comes back to you. So it's kind of like the same shape, more or less, for the average creator. So it's the book cover, it's the message, it's the planning framework, it's the blueprint for typo, for the technology. And whenever I do this drawing, I think about this horizon sun, which is kind of like this place that we feel we should be, but we don't quite know what it is yet. But we're gonna get there, and here's how. I think that is all the space on the board. I'm like feeling very connected to my new songs, which aren't done yet. And so when I play my old songs, I don't know if I necessarily feel as emotionally connected. I swear you lose your mind. Yeah, I'm gonna tune it. In these hopeless times. I swear you lose your mind. That's what it's gonna be like. The bottom one's off, I can tell. We'll just tweak them. Way off. I'm glad I have a little bit of a tone. I could see that that one was the most off. I realized today I'm not a music producer. I get by with the guitar. I only know like maybe 6 or 7 chords. I'm more of a singer-songwriter. If I take a step back from the actual like production hands-on, then I'm a producer, like a director-producer. In these hopeless times, I swear you lose your mind. But finally, we'll see those lines. I think they're breaking. So watch me work for all those finer things. Then hold up and watch me learn what's real for me. And if you listen close, you'll hear me breathing. And I'm shaking. Like, in every moment, new places and didn't notice. So I've been writing a couple songs in my head, and then they come back in the form of the melody and new like hooks and bridges and choruses and slight adjustments will come into my mind. And it's like, well, where do I put that? It's just like a voice note. Like I need a space to put the voice notes and everything else. So I'm gonna go to, oh, here it is. It's already up. On this path beneath you, all souls rise to the setting sun. And when heaven's gates release you, I'll be there as long as I can help. Because you're the only hand that I reach to now. I'm absolutely crazy about you. I wanna put my arms around you. And maybe do you think we should stay? I'm pretty sure the world is drowning. I'm absolutely crazy about you. I wanna put my arms around you. And maybe do you think we should stay? All nervous. I'm pretty sure the world is drowning. And you got me on my knees astounding. Hey, maybe could we make up again? So hopefully I can finish writing that and make it sound super dope. But it started out as just like a shower thought. Ugh. I need to pay attention to my body now. I've been working a lot. I'm realizing that you can reinvent yourself with systems, and typo is like a interface to support you in that process. Notion worked for it as well, but billing in public is just so much cooler. Or having the ability to do either in a way that's interconnected and not siloed links. So work's coming along. Life's moving. We're growing. We're finding time to chill and just kind of let it all go, but also take it seriously and move it forward. Good things to do each day to chill are like swimming, offline mode, nature, hiking. Getting away from technology is a big commonality. It's just getting so efficient, technology. So it's so easy to integrate all the time, but also like the good news is you'll be able to integrate it when you need it and offload it for a more sustainable lifestyle. People have asked me like, well, who are your target users? And I'm like, well, it's just people that want to do what I'm doing. I don't know if you would call it like blogging or vlogging or doing, living, sharing. It's like all of that. Creating. Like I'm a creator, builder, artist, and this is the tool I use to organize, export, share, remember, cultivate, grow, learn, face, build. And then some people won't use it exactly the same. Some people will enjoy looking at content from creators like me. And there'll be creators that are a lot more talented than me in their own ways. And so there's plenty of space for everyone to have a say, have a shot. And yeah, I'm really excited to bring it to life. There's so many ideas that we're mulling through. 655 is just the tasks. We have well over 1,000 ideas in our features database too. And we're prioritizing them. I feel like we're not getting too spread thin. We're very focused on like the core product, but the vision is being painted to go way farther. And just one example is like YouTube rewards you for hitting a certain amount of followers. They give you a plaque. What if we did a plaque where it was about how many pages you've created or cultivated or people have referenced of yours? What if we created like a merch reward system based on that merit rather than like how many people are willing to follow you? Like if you're cool, even if you're overlooked, you still deserve an award. Changing the way the metrics are done and then realizing that users aren't just gonna be people that do it religiously. There'll be a lot of like viewers and like consumers and contributors as well as like proactive creators. But all of them will take time. And we obviously have to focus on the lead proactive creators first. And so I'm gonna do that and then slowly start to handhold a few creators, friends and family, perfect the product, and then leverage the reach and scale.